Okay.
Well, welcome everyone. This is Douglas Leo Freeman. He is the narrator of The Figure in the Mirror and Into the Dark. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Why don't you explain tell us about your experience with recording The Figure in the Mirror? And I know you're currently still doing Into the Dark, so maybe if there are any fun experiences with that too.
Um, Actually, Into the Dark we've just been playing around with, so there's really
Okay.
nothing there. But the other story, first of all, I was floored that Brandon wanted me to do it.
Mhm.
And you know how it is. You hear your own voice in your head,
Yeah.
and then you hear it. Yeah, it's like, why would you want me to? Anyway,
No, you have a
so
great voice. Yeah. I've shown a few people the clips of your story of The Figure in the Mirror, and everyone is always like, "Ooh, this is so cool." So,
awesome. I yeah, I was complimented, and in the back of my head, I'm thinking, well, is it just because I'm his father-in-law? Does he want to just, whatever? But Brandon's a really picky guy, and really, I like his professionalism, so I took it as a real compliment. Uh, Eventually, that he really wanted me to do it, apart from any kind of relation or anything like that. So, um, I used to read Harry Potter books to my girls when they were growing up, and I couldn't read it without getting into the characters and doing voices.
yeah.
Um, and when I travel, I love accents. When I go to the UK, I have to be really careful, or Australia, to not just start talking like that. So
Really.
I've always loved, that aspect of voice and character.
Hmm.
So I was, once I got over the shock of him asking me to do it, I'm like, do you think maybe I could do, the voices? And he was really willing to do it. In fact, I remember his reaction being, "Oh, well, I never thought of that. I just wanted you to read the story."
Hmm.
But I mean, I do it in my head. I create sound, the sound of the character in my mind. I don't
Hmm.
know if anybody else does that like I do, but it just enriches the story if it can be done right. So I was really nervous about that as well. Um, and all the way through, Brandon was uh, very supportive but authentic. So it was cool to hear him say, well, "That was a great take," or that was an amazing tone or voice, and have it really work for him. I mean, it's his story, it's his baby,
Hmm.
and I wanted to expand it and
Yeah.
bring it to life in a way that was pleasing to him and for your project. So
Yeah.
um, I just had a great time.
Cool. Did you have any? So you talked about the pros. Have you had any challenges with speaking or with doing the audiobook?
Um, the challenges is my own recovering perfectionism, shall we say. Trusting, Brandon's input and say that's good, um, and wanting to get it right the first time. So it began to be fun to take 4 or 5 takes
Yeah.
of a sentence and play with different ways of saying it. So that and then expanding the spectrum of voice.
Hmm.
There was a real raspy tone for one of the frightening characters,
Yeah.
and getting that right. It was frustrating at first. So that was, I just wanted to nail it, but surrendering that and just playing with it to
Hmm.
get what really needed to come out was it turned out to be a good experience. So I just have to get over myself and
Hmm.
let let myself play uh, from here and not from here.
Hmm. Right. Well, my one of my favorite voices that you did was the mayor. He was my favorite. He was one of my favorites. So, 'cause he had such a distinct personality.
Mm.
No question. I'm not saying that any of them were questionable, but it was just he was so distinct that I don't want to, ruin anything or I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, it was just every time I was like, oh, that's the mayor. So I really liked that.
Very good. Very
Cool.
good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, no. Feel free, Pete, please. I was just gonna ask another question. So tell me more.
Well, I mean, yeah, and one of the things that was really difficult was to really make it sound real.
Yeah.
So there's a little boy character in there, a couple of them actually, and for me to have a grown man's voice sell a little boy shrieking, and that was daunting. But again, Brandon said you got it, so I just trusted it and let it go.
Yeah, I thought it was an awesome recording. And even though it's the longest story, the longest audiobook story we have in the collection, it is like there's no point when I'm bored, and because sometimes if something's long, people will lose interest. But no, like both my mom and I, we were doing like a beta listen, before we said it was okay, gave the A-okay, and it was we were both just like on the edge of our seats the whole time. So
yay. No, that's cool, because for me to have somebody else, again, in the back of my mind is like, well, you're just being nice, Brandon, and so to hear that is really encouraging.
Right. Yeah. No, I was really happy to like have you in, because we did change the project slightly. So I'm sure Brandon had told you, where it's like we at first were going to have all of the authors read their own stories, and that was one of the reasons why he's like, nope, I'm not. I need who really captivates my story. We did change that, so like then we went to more of like a professional thing. So we had, but then we ended up having like multiple narrators. So including me, there were a lot of problems with the my mic and stuff. So I didn't end up doing a story, but including me, there are 5 narrators. So it was kind of cool to have like all of those different voices. But well, so you don't do audiobooks normally, correct? So what do you tend to do in your daily life? Tell us a little bit about that.
I manage an optical store, Standard Optical.
Oh, cool.
So we do vision exams and glasses and contacts and all that sort of thing. So that's what I do, to earn a living. I'm also very much into the esoteric arts and healing modalities and things like that, readings and stuff. So I into the mystical aspects of things. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Completely opposite. That's really cool, though. I love it.
Right? I know.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit? What else do you like to do? Like, what are your hopes with this project, too?
Well, anything that I'm a part of from my job, I do my best to give it my all and to do my best work. And for Brandon personally as my son-in-law, but also to support his career as a storyteller, it was important for me to really show up for him. I have been told at various times in my life, because I'm always doing character voices of my own making, accents and stuff like that. I'm very playful. Once I get to know somebody, then all of these personalities come bubbling out.
Yeah.
I've been told that I should do voice work and things, and a few months ago, there was a class at a community college, and I just decided to take it and got the same feedback that like, wow, I could really do something with this. So when Brandon out of the blue brought this to my attention, I got excited because it is something that I enjoy doing. So to have this opportunity to participate for the greater project, for your vision, for Brandon's, but then also to explore this aspect of myself that I would love to do more of. I mean, I had a
Yeah.
blast reading and creating the voices and feeling the meat of the story and getting into the story. It was like viscerally, being in a movie, because I had to touch all that to get the right voice, so so it worked.
Right.
So I'm excited to be doing the next project and whatever else comes down the line. It's just it's exciting for me to expand and do something finally with an alleged talent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to own it more than I ever have, and make it a gift and a blessing for other people too. So.
Right. Oh, I'm really excited to hear Into the Dark next. So, ooh.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Cool. Because when I tried to do it, there was a monster, and I could never. I am not good with voices. I am not good with accents. I am a wannabe when it comes to voice acting. Like, it's fun. I definitely enjoy it, but and I think I think I'm pretty good at certain things, but I'm definitely not good with voices. Like, so it was really fun to see yours. Do you? I guess one last question before we get going.
Sure.
Do you ever get confused with the voices? Like, have you ever had to like take a step back, going, "Oh, what was that character's voice again?" Or was it always natural?
Yeah. Well, so we had to do some what do you call it, re-recordings, like reshoots or whatever. Because I guess that's another difficulty, is the sound.
Yeah.
We were huddled in my walk-in closet, because all the clothes made it a really nice dampening, but there was still this annoying little thing, and it was driving Brandon crazy.
Yeah.
And so we had to meet again, and it had been weeks and weeks since the original recordings. So I was super nervous about getting it right again. But he played some of the previous recordings so I could hear it, and then it was almost like muscle memory. I could, okay, I could get back into it. So,
Very cool.
yeah, because some of the stuff and a lot of the things that I do with voice and just with friends, and it's spontaneous, and so they're like, do that again, say that again, and either I can't or I get really self-conscious and because it just came out of me, now I have to reproduce it. So yeah, I go there sometimes, but just these two projects are gonna have really helped iron out some of those initial insecurities. So I'm just starting to have fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having fun listening, so I'm excited.
Cool.
Well, are there anything that you want to share with your like description below? We can, have people find you or contact you if you'd like. If not, it's fine. But yeah, let me know on that.
Okay. Yeah, I will. Yeah, this is new to me. I mean, if and as this produces opportunities for me to do more, yeah, I gotta think about that, and I'm ready. I'll bring it. So yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Liz. Cheers.
See you.